And this is a song that Don Sears, with the Time Jumpers in Nashville, did this thing, and I fell in love with it the first time I heard it, and so does most everybody. It's a little thing called Sweet Memories, and Christina's going to do that for you. And listen to this steel guitar on this.
My world is like a river as dark as it is deep. Night after night, the past rolls in and it gathers all my sleep, and my days are just an endless stream of emptiness to me, filled only by the fleeting moments of his memory. Sweet those sweet memories. Silence of my dreams again last night, wandering from room to room. Oh, and he was turning on each light. His laughter spilled like water from the river into the sea. Lord, I'm swept away from sadness, and I'm clinging to his memory. Sweet
Thank you, Christina. Don't go too far away because we're going to have you back in a little while. I'll do another one for us. Isn't that great? And I hope you've seen what the steel guitars were doing during that time, doing those backup chords, leading that singer right through that song. As a singer, there's 2 or 3 things that you've got to have, and that's a good rhythm section that's playing all the right chords, the bass player that's walking you through this song, and the guitar that's giving you those passing chords and all those things that you need to set you up for the next line in the song. And steel guitar was so great at that because of the slurs and the slides and the things like that that you could do on a steel guitar that you can't do on hardly any other string instrument, I don't guess, except that, because with guitar, a lot of guys can bend the strings. They call it string benders and things like that. Some of them have worked with little levers you see on the back of their guitars and trying to do a lot of those sounds, but it never comes out like the steel guitar. And it's just a very unique instrument for backing up the singers, and all the guys were using it in Nashville and in the Western swing. It became very popular, and it just kept growing and growing, and everybody in Nashville recorded with it. And then there was a little different styles. Of course, Bob Wills and all the Western swing guys, us guys up in Oklahoma and Texas who were playing swing, we wanted to get involved with this pedal steel guitar also. And one of the things that we found unique was we could play a lot of swing things with that. And I'd like to do a little bit of a swing song for you, one called Rosetta. It's a good Bob Wills tune. We'll do that in C, guys, and I'll give you a turnaround. Rosetta, my Rosetta, in my heart, dear, there's no one but you. Rosetta, that you love me, you'll never leave me for somebody new. Now you made my whole life a dream, and I pray that someday it'll come true. Oh, Rosetta, my Rosetta, in my heart, dear, ain't no one but you. Here's Pat Rowe playing guitar. People lay on the bass. Mr. John Jones there on that bass, see? That was one of the things that we did in the Western swing world. We'd give these guys rides like a... Isn't that great? Said Rosetta, my Rosetta, in my heart, dear, there's no one but you. Oh, Rosetta, my Rosetta, in my heart, ain't no one. You made my whole life a dream, and And I pray that someday it'll come true. Oh, Rosetta, my Rosetta, in my heart there ain't no one but you. Oh yeah, in my heart there ain't no one but you. Now that's the way we used the pedal guitar out in Oklahoma and Texas and New Mexico and places like that, because we were all swing guys out there, and that's what we come up with, swing, you know, and we like to do that. But not only did we do these swing things, but there were some folks that tried to do. Oh, there were so many great ballads back in those days, and that's really one of the things that steel guitar was very adept to. With the advent of the pedals on the steel guitar, they were able to make all them great big chords that the big bands were doing. You know, you take guys like Glenn Miller. Whew, told you I couldn't talk. If you looked at their orchestras, they had about 15 pieces in those orchestras, but they'd have like 4 saxophones and a half a dozen trumpets and some trombones and different things. But the thing about a horn is you can only play one note at a time. That's it. If you wanted to have something that played a harmony note to that melody note or whatever, you had to add another horn. And if you were going to play some chords, which required maybe 3, 4, 5 tones, you had to keep adding horns. And that's what the big bands did. They just keep adding people until they got the sounds that they wanted. Each one of those, if you recall, many of you that are close to my age will recall that Glenn Miller had a sound. When you heard Glenn Miller's orchestra, you knew who it was. When you heard people like Stan Kenton, you knew who it was. And so those big bands were very, very unique. Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey, those people, you recognize them. Steel guitar players, of course, they always... Terry says we're about half nuts, and we probably are. You know, if you try to live with one of these things night and day, and which it takes to really become very proficient on steel guitar, you just don't walk up and start playing one. But anyway, they kept fooling with these sounds, and they kept fooling with their pedals. They'd pull this string, and that didn't do it. They'd pull that string. They'd add 2 strings and pull that string, you know, tighten them up, loosen them, and etc. to get those chords. And so anyway, they got into playing a lot of slow pop songs. And I'm going to ask Red to sing a song for us. I think he just does a great job on this. And then we'll give you a little bit of what I'm talking about, how the chords and things that these guys came up with on steel guitar to back up these kind of songs. And Red, would you do that one, You Don't Know Me, for us, which is a great, great song.
You give your hand to me, and then you say hello. Whoa, I can hardly speak. My heart is beating so. Oh, anyone can tell. You think you know me well, but you don't know me. No, you don't know the one that longs for you each night. Whoa, I long to kiss your lip, long to hold you tight. To you I'm just a friend, that's all I've ever been. You don't know me. Whoa, I never knew the art of making love, but my heart, whoa, it's filled with love for you. I'm afraid and shy, I let my chance go by, the chance that you might love me too. Whoa, you give your hand to me, then you said goodbye. I watched you walk away, beside that lucky guy to never, never know the one who loves you so. Oh, you don't know me. To me, and then you say hello, and I can hardly speak. My heart is beating so. Whoa, anyone can tell. You think you know me well, but you don't know me. No, you don't know the one that longs for you each night. Oh, I long to kiss your lips, long to hold you tight. To you I'm just a friend, that's all I've ever been. But you don't know me. Oh, I never knew the art of making love, but my heart, whoa, it's filled with love for you. I'm afraid and shy, I let my chance go by. The chance, whoa, you might love me too. Whoa, you give your hand to me, and then you said goodbye. I watched you walk away beside that lucky guy to never, never know the one who loves you so. Oh, you don't know me.
Great job, Red. Red just does that so great. It just makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up sometimes, you know. Just a great song, great song. And he does a great job on it. But anyway, that's kind of some of the sounds that was coming out of these pedal steel guitars now, the steel guitar players. That many of them became so proficient at this sort of thing that it was just outstanding. And they, of course, they worked us poor guys like me to death trying to figure out what they were playing. Just a little side story I'll tell you. I don't know how many of you recall the name Speedy West. Speedy West was a great pedal steel, or great steel guitar player out of Los Angeles. Speedy at one time, Speedy told me this, I didn't know this for a fact, but he told me, Speedy was on about 6,300, that's a 6,300, 100 different recordings in the Los Angeles area. Speedy would get up in the morning, put his steel guitar in the car, and he would start driving around Hollywood and all those various, Los Angeles and all those little communities around LA there, and do recordings at different studios all day long. And he did that 5-6 days a week for years. And of course he had to get 6,300. But he told me one time, I was talking to Speedy, and I said, Speedy, back in like around 1950 in that area, before anybody ever thought about pedal steel guitars, I said, you played a song, you came out with it, he and Jimmy Bryant, which was a great lead guitar player that worked with him, they came out with this song and they played it, and all us steel guitar players in that area there, we tried to figure out what Speedy was doing. And we could never figure out how exactly he got that particular sound that he got on that recording. Well, this is many years later. I was at Speedy's and we were talking about it, and I mentioned that to him, and he starts grinning and laughing, and he said, you know what I did? He said, I went to Paul Bigsby, who was a great steel guitar manufacturer there in the LA area, and he said, I had Paul put a pedal on my guitar that would raise that or lower that one string there. And he said, that's how I got that chord. And he said, I put that thing on the front of my steel guitar so nobody would know I had a pedal on there, And I said, you dirty rat, Speedy, But it was a fun thing. But anyway, those sounds developed through the years of those steel guitars. And many of the guys, everybody you would go to would say, they'd play their guitar, and you'd say, you want to get up and play? And he'd say, oh no, I can't play his guitar because it's all different than mine. And as it turned out, you'd go around different clubs, listening to different people playing. All the steel guitar players had their pedals all set up different. Some of them would have the middle pedal over on the end, or vice versa, in the middle, scattered around. And then they started with these knee levers. They'd put knee levers on there, and everything went pretty well with that. And then but it was very confusing, so they decided, along came Jimmy Day and Buddy Emmons, and they somewhat standardized the steel guitar. And so now we've come up with basically 2 necks on our steel guitars, 8 pedals on the floor, and 6 knee levers, with the exception of Pat. And this was another innovative thing that they came up with. They called it the 12-string universal. It's a combination of the 2 necks somewhat put together. It's a little bit different sound. You play it totally different than what you do these two. But by the combination of the 2 necks, you get a little bit of unique sound out of the 12-string steel guitar, and it works out pretty good for Pat. He does a good job. I've tried it. I threw it back in the closet. I said, I won't fool with that. This is bad enough here, But anyway, that's kind of how the standardization came, and that's what we have today. I want to do one other song for you that was kind of, it's a combination of a country thing, and it's a combination of a swing thing that Merle Haggard did. A lot of people call Merle country, but Merle is just as much swing as he was country. And he did this song called Back in Love by Monday. Bill Eater makes me forget things like that. I don't know how he does it, but anyway. Back in Love by Monday, guys, it's in the key of C. If Cliff, maybe you could give me just a little turnaround, and we'll do that, and then we'll feature Jimmy and Pat on that thing. And we could call Mrs. Johnson, keep the kids a day or two, take the early flight to Florida, just the way we used to do through service, bring us coffee, make love all through the day. We're not back in love by Monday. We can go our separate ways. We're not back in love by Monday. We can't say we didn't try. But before we bury our love, let's make sure we let it die. Spend a few more nights together. Say the things we used to say. We're not back in love by Monday. Then we'll go our separate ways. Could find that little cafe with that funny sounding name. Get the table by the window. Say I love you once again. If that violin player's still there, we'll dance until the break of day. We're not back in love by Monday. Then we'll go our separate ways. We're not back in love by Monday. They can't say we didn't try. But before we bury our love, let's make sure we let it die. Spend a few more nights together. Say the things we used to say. We're not back in love by Monday. Then we'll go our separate ways. We're not back in love by Monday. Then we'll go our separate ways. We're going to close out this set with, I think, well, it's a big band tune, and it's a good old tune, and we just love to play a little. They go C-Jam Blues.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
that does it for us. You can put a fork in it. We're all done.